Hello all, welcome to WebTechies. Thanks for watching WebTechies and thanks for subscribing WebTechies. If not, please subscribe and press the bell icon. In this video, we are going to see what is JavaScript variables and data types, table of contents, JavaScript variable, deeply dive into data types, JavaScript comments. What is a variable? Variable means anything can vary. In the programming world, a variable is a container that can hold data. A variable is a label that references a value like a number or string. Before using a variable, we have to declare it. For example, var hello, var fname equals webtechies, let num equals 10. Here, hello, webtechies and 10 are variables.
How variable is going to work. So let me type the standard HTML tags. So these are the standard HTML tags. So now here in the inside head tag or for the better performance, we can give before the body the script tag. This is internal script tag which I already discussed in my previous video. You can check that for the what is internal and what is external way of including JavaScript. So here, what I'm going to do is like first we'll see how that var will work. Var. So first I'm going to initialize a variable called first name equal to. Now is going to see the data types. So this data type is nothing but a string. So we'll explain in detail what is data types and all in the coming videos. Okay, if you see now I have initialized the variable. So for the better best practice, make it a f name like this. It's a best practice. So here now actually in real scenario what is happening is we can consider the var as a box. That box, this f name has been added over there with webtechies. So now I'm going to print this f name in the console. So now if you can see, like I have been given the console.log of fname. So I just see we already have given the name as webtechies for fname. So fname will have the webtechies. If I can refresh this page, we can see the webtechies is coming in the console. Since we are printing it in the console. If suppose if you want to print here in the main screen, then you have to go for document.write of fname. If you refresh here, oh sorry, my bad, because it's not defined, so this is the correct keyword. You can see the package has been displayed here and as well as here. So this is the basic variable how it look like. Now we can see there's something called constant. Constant, we can give the last name. So again, I'm document.write of l name. You can see webtechies techies. Since I have not put any break, so it's showing continuously. I will tell you how we can have the break and how we can give in the JavaScript itself. So this is the use of the const. But we'll go with the var itself for now. So yeah, that const is gone. Only we have the webtechies here. So this is kind of a global variable. Since it we declared outside, so it's a global variable. Let's say, for example, we have a function first name. No need because already we have it. Function name. Inside, I'm declaring var name equal to var okay, or else here var full name equal to tech. So this is what so called as local variable. Since it has been inside the function, it's so called local variable.
Declaration types. JavaScript has three different kinds of variable declaration. var. The var is the oldest method of variable declaration in JavaScript. Variables declared with var are in the function scope. Let. The let keyword is the improved version of the var keyword. Let variable is only block scoped. Const. The const keyword declaration was introduced with ES6, along with let, and it is very similar to let. Const maintain constant values. Var hello. The var hello is a variable declaration. It does not have any value yet. The default value of variables that do not have any value is undefined. Variable names follow these rules. Variable names are case sensitive. This means that the message and message are different variables. Variable names can only contain letters, numbers, underscores, or dollar signs and cannot contain spaces. Also, variable names must begin with a letter, an underscore, or a dollar sign. Variable names cannot use reserved words. Understanding the variable scope. We can declare variables anywhere in JavaScript. The location of the declaration determines the extent of a variable's availability within the JavaScript program i.e., where the variable can be used or accessed. This accessibility is known as variable scope. There are two types of scope: global scope, local scope. In the next slide, we'll explain in detail with practical examples.
We will see how the local variables will work. In my previous slide, you can see, if you see, where you can able to get, I will explain the how the normal variable, the global variable will work. So this is a way that the normal global variable will work. Now we'll see how the local variable will work. Okay. So here, where no, I have defined a function, and the function which I have given us a name. So instead of name, I'm going to give us a full name. So let display as a full name here. So now what I'm going to do is, here the full name, I'm going to declare a variable called full name. So instead of full name, I'm just going to have the if name, FLL name, and here I'm going to say web techies technologies. So here what will happen is like, so we normally what will happen if we give in this way, it won't work, since because we have to put a double quotes, so it makes it as a string. So now this will work. Actually, you can see there is no error is coming there. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to do the console.log of FLL name. Now I'm going to do one more thing. I'm going to try to call that FLL name after the scope. So if you see here, I'm going to type a console.log. I'm calling this method. So, okay, no need the method. I'm calling the variable name here. Okay, and in the top, see, we have declared here the function. We have to again call that function. So then only that function will call. So for that, I'm using the full name and open bracket, close bracket. We'll explain in detail what is this function, how we can use and all. But just for the currently we are looking for the variable. So I'm explaining only for the variable, local variable and the global variable here. So let's see how this is working there. So let's I'm refreshing the page here, where you can see web technologies. It has been consolidated and we got an error. Why? Why it's saying not to me? See here, we have not called this variable as a global variable. So global variable, we have only the f name. So that f name will display for sure, but this FLL name, that the full name, won't display because it has not been called in the global. It is in the local only, and that is the reason we are getting the error as FLL name is not defined. Okay, now we will test one more thing. Let's say, for example, I am typing here the same FLL name, where FLL name equal to technologies. Again, I have to put within quotes since it's a string. Okay, now we will see what is happening, whether it is replacing it or what it is showing. We will see how how the output is. Okay, now we can see we have the web technologies, since it's coming inside the local variable within the scope, as we have the console.log, and we have the other name also. The technology also coming, since it's coming as a global. So both names have been taken, the global and the local. I hope you understand this global and local in this video. In the next video, we will see how we can, I will explain you how the let, constant, and where. What is the difference between these three? Since we are in the beginning stage, we have to understand what this means. That is more important.
var hello. The var hello is a variable declaration. It does not have any value yet. The default value of variables that do not have any value is undefined. Variable names follow these rules. Variable names are case sensitive. This means that the message and message are different variables. Variable names can only contain letters, numbers, underscores, or dollar signs, and cannot contain spaces. Also, variable names must begin with a letter, an underscore, or a dollar sign. Variable names cannot use reserved words. What are data types? Data types are basically a kind of data that can be stored and modified within a program. There are two basic data types available in JavaScript. Primary data type, number, represents numeric values. Big int, for integer numbers of arbitrary length. String, a string may have 0 or more characters. There's no separate single character type. Boolean is for true or false. Undefined, for unassigned values. Null for unknown values. Symbol for unique identifiers.
In this section, we can go to explain what is data types. Here you can see, I already clearly mentioned there are 8 data types are available in the JavaScript. Out of 8, all are categorized in 2 different sets. Okay, one is the primary data types, and other one is non-primitive data types. Okay, so inside primitive data types, we have so for primitive data types, we have string, we have number, we have boolean, there's something called undefined, and there's something called null. And so these are all you can see as a primitive data types. You can see these are all the primitive data types. So what normally the string will do is, okay, we will see that what normally the string will do here. So I'm using the internal script. So where hello equal to say hi. This is so-called string. It's inside the quotation we have the values for so-called string. So if you want to console this, console.log of hello. So let me save this. you can see that say hi come here. Okay, now we will see how the number will work. So for number, we can say as where a equal to for number we don't need to give the within the quotes, so we can just give a plainly 40. So this is supposed to be a number. We can able to console dot log of a. Now if we can, you can see already the number is k, right? So now we will see how the booleans will work. Boolean is nothing but it's again a one type of data type where it can ask yes or no or something like no or off, something like so. For those things, we can have the booleans. Okay, we can define the boolean way actually. So let's say for example here I'm going to display the value of the between the greater and smaller digit number. So for that, so what I'm going to do is let's say for example document dot get element by ID. So what I'm going to do is in the HTML, I'm going to print demo. So this demo should be within the quotes since I did not. So inner HTML. So inner HTML. This and all I'll explain you in the further video. Boolean of 10 9. So we can see what the value is now. See, it is true. So this is like this we can have the Boolean value actually.
Non-primary data types. Object. JavaScript is an object-based language. Everything is an object in JavaScript. Array. Objects let you store multiple values in single values. Regex. A regular expression is an object that describes a pattern of characters.
We are going to see the furthermore data types of JavaScript. Earlier we said told we have two types of data types, primitive and non-primitive. In primitive we have string, number, boolean, undefined, null, bigint, and symbol. We already covered the string, number, and boolean. Now we'll see like how bigint will work. So normally if you bigint is nothing but if you can have a lot of numbers, but it should be in the proper way of assigning the bigint here. So let's say for example here where num1 equal to I give that 16 9 digits I have given, but if we can console dot log of num1, you can see that value is 10, that 0 is coming after that, right? But that's not the correct one since that we are now displaying as 9, but it's showing as 10. So if you type of this num1 type of is nothing but where you can able to see whether it is the variable or it is the what are the data types you can able to see with the help of this type of. So the num1 is shows as number. Okay, but now let's say if I want exact value, so for that what I can do is here I can have the data type called begin. Okay, so let's say for example if I'm calling this right where big number equal to big int, that's a keyword of the data type. If we put inside the string and if we put the console.log of big number, let me save this. You can see here it's a big int number. You can see right the n is nothing but the big integer number. Okay, so you can see the big int also the number type that the type of is big int, right? So this is the way we can now have the larger number if needed in our if, the work actually. Now we will see what is null.